Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the SVC Academic course, the Smartphone Video Creation course, and welcome to Module 3 of the course. And in this module, we'll be looking at how to enhance your video quality in Capcut. Okay, so and in this module, here is what we will be looking at. Number one, we'll be looking at how to adjust the brightness, the contrast, and the saturation of a particular video. So the brightness determines how bright a particular video is. The contrast is how dark or light it is. Then the saturation is how to make the colors pop. Okay. Then the second thing we are going to be looking at is applying filters and color grading, striking a balance with all the colors available on that video. Then we'll also be looking at how to remove background noise from your video, still on the Capcut app. And finally, we'll be looking at how to add slow motion and time lapse effects to your videos. So with this being pointed out, let us head over to our Capcut app and start editing. So welcome to the Capcut interface. This is how it looks like once you've installed your Capcut, and we'll be heading over to adding or creating a new project. Okay, so we'll tap on you tap on the new project interface. That's this point. So once you tap on it, it takes you to your file manager. Then we are going to be picking the particular video we are going to be working on. Okay, so in the course of this video, we are going to be using a video that has more colors in it. Okay, so let me pick the video of this lady playing a guitar. Okay, so you can see how the whole thing is looking like before the editing. So we'll click on our add button to add the video on our timeline. So the first thing we are going to be looking at is adjusting the brightness, the contrast, and the saturation. So as I made clear earlier in the previous video, before you can begin working on any video piece, you have to highlight it first. How do you do that? Just tap on your timeline so you can see the white border around our video. Then you can look below my screen. You can look below my screen where the green line is. Then scroll and click on this place where the roads adjust. Okay, so once you tap on it, you can see there are so many options here, ranging from the brightness, which is the first one, the contrast, then the saturation, the exposure, the sharpen, the HLS, and so on and so forth. So let's proceed. Tap on the brightness icon. So once you tap on it, you can see this line. So at this particular point, you can increase or decrease the brightness. So once you pull it to your left, you can see that the thing is getting darker. Okay, you can see that our video is getting darker, and once you bring it up, you see that it's getting too white. Okay, so when you see that a video is on a minimum or a medium brightness level, there is no point in for you to increase the brightness. But if you are working on a video that is too bright, what you need to do is just reduce the brightness. But for this video, there is no point altering the brightness. So the next thing we'll be moving at is the contrast. So once you tap on the contrast here, so you can see the same arrow persist. Okay, so for most videos, it's advisable you increase the contrast to bring out that darker feeling of the video you get. So if you reduce it, you see the video is getting a bit white, but if you increase it, you can see that it's getting darker and it's bringing out the colors very well. Okay, so let's increase the contrast to a bit, to like 26, let's see, or let's see, 26. So you can see the color of the trousers, the color of the t-shirt, her hair color, the guitar, and every other thing. So the next thing we are going to be moving at is the saturation. So most of these videos of creators, YouTubers, or Instagram content creators that you see that their colors are popping out, it's because of this effect they are adding to their video. This is bringing out the original feel of the color. So once you click on saturation, you can increase the saturation. You can see if we leave it at 50 now, it's overly saturated, but if we bring it down, it will turn to a black and white video. That's, you have desaturated it. But in the course of this video, let's just increase it to 10. So let us not make it overly saturated. In most videos that you see, that the people's face are kind of red, those kind of videos are kind of saturated, you get, and it's not that cool. So let's just leave it at 7, let's say. Then the next thing we are going to be looking at, so when you've started editing your video or adjusting each function here, there is no point in you selecting a filter. But if you don't want to go through the stress of editing or going or increasing each of these functions, you can just head on to your filter icon and add a filter. So how do you do that? Once you've selected or you deselect your particular video, then you click on the filter button here. Sorry, you click on the filter button here. So this is the filter button right just before the adjust button. So once you tap on it, you can see there are several filters in which you can use. There are several filters in which you can use, and once you tap on it, you can see the effect it gives to a particular video. So you can play with the effects and see the ones that are nice for what you want. So in video editing, it's advisable to just use what is nice to help your video look beautiful. So it's all about bringing out your creativity. There is no like a standard method of doing this. You get, everybody sees different thing when editing a video. So your creativity determines how well you do that. Okay, so let's continue. Still under the adjust. Once you've increased the exposure, you head on to the highlight. Then you can drop the highlight a bit. Then head on to the shadow, drop the shadow a bit so that it would still be a bit darker. Then the temperature, this determines how hot or cold you want a particular video to be. So once you reduce the temperature, you can see it's giving it this blue feeling, but if you increase it, it's giving it this kind of hot vibes. So it's advisable to reduce it so that the video will be giving off this cool feeling. Then if you have more than one clip and you don't want to stress yourself of editing or repeating the same edit on each clips, all you have to do is click on apply to all clips, and once you tap on it, you can see that it has applied the same effect to every other clip on your timeline. So that is how you can color grade or edit your video without applying filters on Capcut. So see you guys in the next video.